Dennis Scott here. This morning the power window regulator in my Vito went bang and the window glasses dropped into the door. This is a very, very common problem with the W639 Vito. So it's worth knowing how to fix these things, because honestly it will cost you an absolute fortune if you take it to the Mercedes dealer. You can buy a kit like this. You can buy a kit off eBay for about $30. You get 2 new cables and all the nylon fittings. And I'm going to show you how to install it. To buy the original equipment will cost you around $400 to $500 Australian, and another several $100s to have it fitted. It's a bit of a fiddly job, but you know, if you know how to do it, it's quite capable of doing it yourself. So hopefully this will help you out. Thanks for watching. First thing we have to do is we've got to get the lining off the door here. So step one is to take off the covering from the handle here. So you put a screwdriver in the bottom, just give that a twist, tight clip it, and then that just pulls off. It's got little tags there that clip into those metal. Now there's 2 Torx screws, one in there and one in there, that we need to take out. Okay, we've got T30 Torx bits here and here. Okay, now that I've loosened or removed the 2 Torx screws up the top, there are 3 panel clips on the bottom here. There's the 3 panel clips off, and remember to put everything inside a container, because there's lots of clips and bits and pieces to remove. I've got a container in the back of the van here. Now that those clips are out, I should be able to just pull this off. Just clips into place. So that's now loose, and then you lift it. You can just lift it up. There's a slot in the top. There's my 2 screws. Fill out. So you can see this slot here in the top. That's what the panel fits into. Now that I've got it off, I need to undo this here. This is the cable that operates the door latch. So I unclip that and I can pull it out like that. That wire there is the plug going to the power window switch. So I have to undo that. There's a little tag that you squeeze, and there it is there. So once you've taken those 2 out, that's it. You should be able to remove the whole panel off the door. There you go there. So you can see I've just propped it on the door sill. So now that we've got the panel off, next thing is to just carefully pull back this lining. It's very easy to tear it actually. You can see I've already had this off once before and it's I've had to tape up. But it's held on by a mastic, so if you get your fingers under there, you can slowly peel it off, or come unstuck from the door. Pull it back into this corner here to expose the power window regulator motor, and then using some duct tape so I'm just pushing the window up to get access. I can hold it at the top, so I'm going under this. Here it's a 10mm. Okay, now that I've unclamped the window glass from those clamps, I can just push it, pull it up to the top, and then using my duct tape I'm going to tape it up. Okay, so the window's stuck up there with some tape. So the next thing I've got to do is work out what is actually broken. It's these nylon runners here. There's one on each side that go up and down the track that are attached to the clamp there that holds the bottom of the glass. Sometimes it can be the wired drum drive inside the gearbox there. So it's usually one or the other, so I'm going to take the cover off the gearbox and have a look at that first. And of course the other thing that can snap is one of the cables. I mean, there's three cables here, and often they will break, and it's usually at the end. So let's take this off. So you can see here the wire has come off the drum in the middle. So I'm going to take that out. Should be able to just lever this out. There you go. Yeah, I mean the drum looks okay, but worst part is getting all this back together again. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to remove the two rails and take the whole mechanism out to work out what's wrong with it. So there's a bolt here, a 10mm bolt, and there's another one right up top here. So I need to undo those two to take this rail out. And then over on the other side there's a 10mm bolt there, and then there's another one up the top here behind there. So I'll take that one out as well, and then I'll be able to slide the whole mechanism out. Now on the earlier model Vitos there is a side intrusion bar that sits in here. So on the 203, 204 models, W639s, you'll need to remove that side intrusion bar. You'll find there's a couple of bolts here from memory, and you take this rubber, this plastic fitting off here, and that allows you to slide the intrusion bar out. So I think there's two bolts there and two over here on the inside of the door. Take the cap off and then you can pull the intrusion bar out. On the later models they removed that intrusion bar by putting strengthening ribs on the actual door here, which I've covered over with noise insulation. Okay, now take all this apart. Now there's some cable ties in here holding these in, so we need to snip those. So here's the mechanism on the garage floor. I still haven't worked out what's broken yet. Ah, yes, here we go. So that end there, you can see what's happened. That has broken. So that actually comes down here and has to go into this nylon fitting here, but the fitting is broken. This has been ripped out, which is the normal breakage with these units. So the kit I've got has got 2 of these in it, so I'm going to use one of those. I'm not going to use the new cables in the kit because I might as well save them, because these cables are still okay. Okay, here's my new slider from the kit. So what I have to do is take off the window pane holder. There's a couple of little tags there that I need to squeeze in. Okay, so that's off. I should be able to pull the cable out of here. Okay, so that cable's out. And then I can slide it off the end there. Yeah, just to show you what happens here. This is the damaged nylon runner. So this is the broken section here. This whole piece is broken out. The cable sits in there and it just gets ripped out. Here's the other one I'm going to put in. This has actually been used before. It's a spare, but you can see how this section here is still intact. So the cable goes into there and is held. The end of the cable's held just there. So this is a classic fault with these regulators. This is where they usually break 99% of the time. So you can just see that whole section is just broken off. So I have this laid out on the floor here as it came out of the vehicle. So that's the top, that's the bottom, top bottom. So this actually bolts in like that. But what I'm going to do is turn it over like that. Okay, so here's the end that was ripped out of the other runner. So that goes in there like that. So you can see how that is held in place, and there's a spring there to cushion it. And that fits on the runner like this, so I'll go up to the other end. So it fits onto the track like that. And then this end here clips into that little socket there, like that. Push that in. And I'll lubricate this after I've sort of put it all together. And now we get the window clamp and snap that back into place. So that goes on there like that. There. So that's now snapped into place. Now, the other thing I've found before when I've done these is it's quite fiddly putting it back together, and these cables, once you get it in the door, these cables will pull out of the slot. So what I do is I just clean any grease off it with a bit of wax and grease remover. And get some tape. And I'll put some tape tape around here to hold it in place while I'm putting it back together. Like that. Okay, so I've secured all these cables by taping them into position there, so hopefully that'll make it easier when I'm reinstalling it. But you can see how this mechanism works. Hopefully, these are the two cables that go onto the drum on the motor. So when the drum's pulling this one, you can see how it pulls both the window brackets up, and when the motor goes the other way, it's pulling on this cable and it pulls them down. So that's how it works. So next thing I have to do is I just need to tidy up these ends here because they got a little bit twisted when that runner broke. So I'm just going to straighten these out. So I'll do that. Now what I've done here is I've just marked the direction of rotation. The motor here turns clockwise when it's pulling the window up, and it turns anti-clockwise when it's pulling it down. So I've marked it on there just to remind me, because you need to know that when you're putting the cables back onto the drum. Now I'm going to spray some lithium grease on the runners. We're going to have a crack at putting it back in again, so I've just leant it up against the door there in the correct orientation. Okay. So this isn't particularly easy, it's quite fiddly, but what we do is we put the bottom end here first here. And then that should slide up to there like that. Okay. And go into the top hole. So that's the other one, I think, is about the same. So that goes in to there like that. And then I should be able to slide that up. Cable oiler, so I'm going to put it on here and actually put some lubrication in those. That's working well. I can actually hear it coming out of the top. Moving freely now, that's feeling pretty good. So now comes the tricky part. Okay, so the cover for the gearbox goes on like that. So that's how that goes, and I've also marked the direction, so clockwise is winding it up. So the wheel, or the wire drum, goes in that way. The cog on the back there meshes with a cog in there. that makes sense. So if you have the window brackets right at the bottom, that means that the cable that pulls them up should be at its shortest length, because you need to pull on that, so that needs to be wound onto the drum to pull the window up. So the other cable, the one that pulls it down, should be at its longest length. So that's how you want to have it. So considering that it's going to be turning clockwise to wind, to pull this out, we have to connect that into here. So I've got the cog facing the correct way, so it goes on like that. So that goes on about, a quarter of a turn, because that's going to, when we pull the switch up, it's going to start turning clockwise and wind itself on. So that goes like that. Now the other one needs to be wound on, because that's been fully wound on because it's pulled the window down. So that clips into the back. So that clips in here that way, and you wind it on. You get the hang of it. It just takes a little while to get your head around it. Right. So I think that is about right. So that's how that will go. Like that. So just sort of pull it, try to pull it tight. Well, I hope you're able to understand that, because I don't. So the tricky bit is now getting it into here. So I'm going to put some lithium grease in there. And then we need a decent size screwdriver, a Phillips head. So you can't really get it wrong, because you can't have it, you can't put it on one more turn because it just won't fit, and you can't have it too few turns, otherwise the cable will be hanging right down here. So once you've got it in your head as to which direction you have to wind them on, it'll sort of fall into place. So what I'm going to do now is take this off. Now this is the hard bit, is we've got to get it into here. So go. So I've got that one in. So the cable actually has to get pulled into the slot. And then I've got to get this one in. Like that. Now you've really got to stretch this. Now in the back of the housing there is a hole that you can get a screwdriver to lever off. I'll put this screwdriver through there, and I should be able to get it into that hole. This is not helping with a broken wrist either. Now I can lever that across. I'll hold it with my broken wrist. And then you can push it down there like that. There. How's that, eh? Ah, I did it. So that's in. It was reasonably painless last time. I had all sorts of drama doing it. And now, a bit more lithium. And then that goes on there. Like that. Now I'll put the 3 screws back in. So we have to cable tie that back to here. I'm going to take that little fitting out and I'll just put a cable tie there. Now we can tighten up the rails. Under the tape, the duct tape that's holding the window up, and I'll let that down into the 2 holding clamps down the bottom. The big test. I need to lift this up to be able to tighten those clamps. So the big test is I'm just going to temporarily connect the cable to the switch. Alright, here goes the big test. Let's hope nothing goes twang. All sounds pretty good. So I'll just tighten those clamps. I'm just going to spray some silicone spray in the window frame. Let's see if it works. Well, that worked. Now push, get it go down. The automatic up and down works. So it's going up by itself. And I'll make it go down again. Great. Oh, I'm so pleased that's working. So let's get this back together again now. So that goes through that hole there. Very important not to forget to put the door release cable on. It's happened before, or put it back together and then couldn't open the door. So I've already got the connector in for the switch, and the door release cable is here. So let's just get this out. So this has a little ridge on the top of the panel, and it sits into a slot on the top here. And now you can just push this back into place, it just clips in. There's a whole bunch of clips there. There's the 2 T30 Torx bits that go up top here. And then this just snaps back into place. I'll put a bit of silicone spray on the little tags there. And that's it. all done, all finished. Let's just test it again. So I hope that helps you if you do a window regulator. So thanks for watching.